Hey Coach, it's Coach Simpson. Appreciate you tuning into my YouTube channel. This is video number 2 in this theme for the week, which I'm talking about concepts versus plays. So if you've not already done so, you may want to go back and watch the first video I put out where I talked about how we kind of teach conceptual football. If you're first time watching this, basically what I'm talking about is we teach very fluid concepts that our kids understand instead of a play. So instead of calling, 37 wingback trap, okay, we just call it counter because it allows us to make multiple adjustments. So the first video I talked about how we can run it with multiple players. This video I'm going to talk about how we will switch up some of the blocking to give us an advantage against certain defensive looks. In order to do this, you've got to teach every lineman a concept. For example, your backside tackle needs to understand where the play is going, what you're trying to accomplish, where the concept, is going, and what you're trying to accomplish, so that if you do call, for instance, our first tag, which is switch, he understands he's doing the guy next to his job, okay? By teaching concepts so that all your players understand what you're trying to do, this makes this doable and able to accomplish. If you're just teaching them plays and they understand, hey, we get counter, I cut, but they didn't really know where the play goes, all of a sudden you start trying to tag things with him, it's not going to work. So you got to teach the concept, okay? If you want more information specifically on double handoff, I'm not really going in depth on this, it is available at my website, fbcoachsimpson.com, or probably farther in this YouTube series. You can probably go back somewhere, find some double handoff information. Let's talk about tags today. So tags on blocking on counter. Again, we're teaching a concept. We want to run the ball here on counter. For this example, we're going to talk about only running it with our wing. Although, if you go back and watch the earlier video, we ran it with multiple guys. Okay, but for today, we're going to talk about only running it with him. If you get really down this rabbit hole, you can run it with multiple players and multiple tags and multiple RPOs as you kind of develop your offensive scheme, and that's again why concepts, in my opinion, are more valuable than just plays, because now we can flavor it up however we want to. So let's talk about the blocking tag. So our normal rules on counter are we're going to be gap down backer on the play side. So we're going to end up here, here, back on the 3. That's our general rules, okay? We're going to pull kick on counter, and we're going to pull wrap our tight end, and we're going to gap protect with our tackle. Okay, backfield action looks like this. We'll get a double handoff coming through here. All right, so our first tag we're going to talk about is on the play side. It's a switch call. Okay, why would we use a switch call? Well, let's say this 9 technique is really well coached. We're having a hard time getting him blocked with our tackle, or perhaps we're sending another guy off the edge and we're just not able to get there. So we want to keep our tight end home to handle the 9, or maybe they're reading our tight end, and we want to pull our tackle instead of our tight end. So we just make a switch call. Some teams will call that a tie call, or a tight end and Y are switching what they're doing, or it could be a GT call, or whatever you want to call it. For us, it's just a switch call. You guys are going to switch jobs, okay? So now the tackle was supposed to gap protect, so now the tight end is going to gap protect. If they blitz, we're going to pick it up. If they don't, we're protecting out on the 9 technique. Our tackle now knows he became the tight end. Well, what does the tight end do on counter? Well, you better know the concept. Well, the tight end on counter pulls and wraps. So now I'm going to do his job, and counter has essentially just turned into GT. Okay? But for us, our concept was counter. Okay? Now, a defensive play caller or a defensive coordinator may call this a whole different play. That's what we want. We want the defense to feel like that's a different play. Well, not really. For our kids, that's a concept. All we did was made a switch call on the blocking, and it looked differently, and it gave us an answer to what he did. Perhaps they're reading the tight end. The 9 technique's a problem. Okay, well, we're going to make this real quick, easy adjustment, and we're going to make this happen. All right? Another adjustment we have is on the play side. Let me go ahead and erase my pull-in tackle there. Is on the play side. Actually, I'm going to erase right over here, too. It's called a lock call. So it's a lock adjustment for us. Something we've started playing around with a lot. We've started noticing teams are pretty good. Maybe their 5 technique squeezes the snot out of it, or maybe he reads the headgear of the tackle and he's just doing a great job. So we need another answer. So now we're going to go to a lock call. Okay, our tackle tells him to lock onto that 5. So he's going to base this guy out. We're still going to be gap down backer, back block on the 3. The lock tells our guard also there's no kick. The guy you were going to kick, we just blocked out. Okay, so now we're going to get a wrap here and a wrap there, gap protect. And we've got the same concept being taught, but we have another answer to when a 5 technique's a problem for us. He's squeezing really hard, we're going to lock that out, and we're going to hit it a gap tighter without getting a kick. Actually, it's the same gap. But we're going to lock it out instead of trying to kick it out, okay? It gives this guy a completely different look. So again, a lot of these tags are going to handle problems we're getting from the defense, all right? A stay call we have this on multiple plays when we have issues, which means we're going to keep a guy at home. So usually against this front, we probably would not run a stay call, but a stay call tells our tight end, okay, he's going to stay home or our guard's going to stay home depending on what we get. Okay, we can stay either one of them, communicate down the line, and we understand now it's almost like old school rail call if you run double wing, where everyone's going to block down and the one guy pulling is going to pull kick. So we would run this, let's say this defense is heavily bringing up their blitzers or getting some kind of look like this, okay, or maybe they're in a crazy looking defense where we know they're blitzing or they have multiple guys in the line of scrimmage. Well, the whole reason of pull wrapping is to pick up a second level defender. Well, the defense has made your job easier by walking him up. There's no need to pull wrap. He walked himself up, and now you just down block him. And you get my shirt here, block down, kick out, play works. Okay, so if they walk him up, and we get a stay call, let's say that we're going to stay the tight end right here. Then we understand everyone else is blocking down. Okay, so if we get this guy walk up, we're going to block down right there, block down right here. I don't know where they're wanting to blitz this guy. They may be running some kind of crazy stunt. Okay, so we're going to block here. We're here. Tight end stays home. We're going to pull kick the last guy left. We're going to run the same exact thing in the backfield. And there we go. Okay, that's a stay call. So these are just a few. We have more tags we can do. When you teach conceptual football, you teach football through concepts and not just plays, and your kids understand the role of what we're trying to accomplish. These tags can happen immediately. It gets to the point where the kids start recognizing what tag we would want to run. And when you get to that point as a coach, the world becomes a lot easier. I mentioned in the first video, I've got a new book coming out probably after the season called Teaching Conceptual Football. But if you want the 1.0 version of that, you can get Coaching Football Like a Basketball Coach, which goes through more of this mindset. It's available on my website. It's also available on Amazon. You can get it either way. To me, it's just been something we've gone to the last 4 or 5 years. It's really been helpful to us. It's made our offense get so much better, and it's something I wish I had done earlier in my career. Next video we're going to look at is tying RPOs with this. So how do we tie in RPOs and kind of live in this concepts over plays world? We don't want to mess with stuff here. You know, we just did all our tags. We have all those in. And now we're going to add in RPOs and really dress up the same concept so that a defense views it as a different play. If you haven't done so already, I appreciate if you'd like this video, subscribe to this channel. Would also love to see examples of maybe what you're doing in this world as we all try to learn together. Appreciate it.